everybody, my name is Ellen. I'm Buckeye Cross Stitcher on both FlossTube and Instagram. Today is March 26, 2026, and this is FlossTube number 18. My channel is predominantly about cross stitch and occasionally other crafting that I do, and I'd like to welcome everybody today and a special thank you and shout out to my subscribers and those who keep coming back. So today you might notice I have my Reds shirt on. This is opening day for our baseball, and I'm pretty much an all-around Ohio sports fan, thanks to my dad, who actually would have been 89 years old today. So thinking about him and hoping that the Reds have a win today. That we've got a beautiful day here. You might actually hear birds singing because I've got the windows open, and I also sound a little bit like spring allergies are getting to me, and they are, so bear with me. Today I have a lot to show you. I've had some whips and finishes and some fully finished objects and some haul, and it's been a very busy month otherwise too. My old phone died, so I'm recording this on a new phone, and I'm hoping that everything turns out okay. I'm kind of got some extra settings on here that I wasn't used to, so we'll see what happens with that. And I also found a new vehicle, so I had been we had a car and that actually Jim had bought, and then I bought it from him just so we could keep it when he wanted to get something new, because it was such a nice car to travel in and that kind of thing. And well, we had that for 10 years, and I wanted to buy something new when I retired, and that was almost 2 years ago now. So I finally got on the kick to go test drive some things, and I ended up with another minivan. I guess I'm just a minivan girl because I got a Honda Odyssey touring minivan, which I love, and I'm gonna insert a picture of a decal that I got. It's a stitching decal that I put on the back of it, so you'll get to see it, but a little bit of it. But anyway, so we had that going on, and we also did some dog sitting, so it's been a very busy month. So let's get started. I'm going to start with my whips, my two that I've been working on all year. So this is Happy 250th Birthday America by Primrose Cottage, and this is the project that Lindsay started in October, and I think a lot of people are stitching 1 star a day, but I decided to stitch 7 stars on every Sunday, and it should be finished on July 4th. Well, I did make a change to it, so it doesn't have just 250 stars now, it has 275, because there was something that was bugging me about it, and I figured out that it was, you know, our flag starts and ends with a red stripe, so I actually added this whole row of red to the bottom of it, and now I, you know, feel like it looks right to me. So I went ahead and did that whole row, and then I'm back on my 7 stars on Sundays. But I'm gonna love this. Nobody will know it was only supposed to have 250 stars on it, except for me when they come to my house. So I'm really, really excited about having this done sometime, and I think I'm just gonna frame it. I don't know. I was thinking about maybe making it kind of a bigger pillow, but I think I'll just frame it or do something else different with it when it's finished. So that's that one. And then, you know, I've been working on One Nation, and I started on the white, and I'm still stitching stars. I think I have about 15 or 16 of them left to go, and then I can I'm going to start stitching the white stripes and the words. So my goal with this is to have it finished by December 31st. So my first finish I have is, this is the January word swap from Stitching with the Housewives, Snowmen. And I just love this. This turned out so cute. I love the colors on it. I'm going to use this board. It's kind of big though for it. Maybe I'll do it this way. But I just love the colors, the way that that turned out. So I was hoping to have this fully finished, but it's just, I've just been piling things up there in the craft room to fully finish. So I thought I'd go ahead and show you this, and then hopefully next month I'll have it fully finished to show you. But I just thought that was so cute. And I do have a few others of those to stitch up. Next on the list for finishes is American Sampler by Primrose Cottage. And this was my New Year, New Start. So I worked on that when I went to stitch away, and then I decided I needed to just power through and get that done. There was actually a lot of stitching in the tree and in the fence and all that, so it did take me a while to stitch that. But I've got that finished now. And I think the only change I might have made on this is the bees didn't have antenna, so I stitched them little antenna. I think that's about the only thing I changed. But I'm really happy to have that finished, and I want to get that framed. I got the Primrose Cottage Valentine's Sip and Stitch and this year, and I wanted to start that series and get those three, I think there's only 3 projects in there finished, but this is the Happy Valentine's Day. So I started with that, and I got that done. It's a little wrinkly, but I do stitch in hand, so what I do is I roll my fabric, so that's why it looks like it has been rolled. But anyway, I got that finished, and I love the colors in this. They're just so happy. So I think that's cute, and like I say, I've got 2 more projects from that box to do, so I want to go ahead and continue getting those done this year. I always like having a Stitching with the Housewives and Primrose projects going because I have so many of their patterns and things that I want to get done. So the next one, this was actually a start and finish. This is a sideways stripper from the Sideways Stripper series. It's 1776 to 2026. One of their $5 PDFs. And I just did this on a scrap piece of, I think, what is this? I think it's 14 count Ada, just a scrap piece I had from something else left over, and it just fits on there. I think I'll just be able to stretch that enough to around a sticky board to get that mounted. And then I did buy the piece that Priscilla finished hers on, and this was from Hobby Lobby. This is what it looks like, and I found it right in the front of the store, so I'll probably put like some kind of accent fabric behind this and then mount that one on there. But I like it because it's thick. It's going to stand up good on the hutch or wherever I decided to display it. So that was a fun quick stitch. I think it only took me a couple nights. My mom was a huge crafting influence in my life. She was an excellent sewist, and very young she taught me how to sew. on a machine and how to hand sew, and she was always taking classes, learning how to do new things with fabric and that kind of thing. And she made a lot of our clothes when we were kids. She worked on wedding dresses and all kinds of other projects, and we did other things together. She and I did ceramics, we did toll painting, we took a cake decorating class, we did paper crafting, and she did teach me how to crochet and knit, which I never really grasped onto knitting. But crochet, I have done a few projects, but I want to get more into it again now. And when she first taught me, I think I did a couple Afghans, but that was it. So cross stitch has kind of been my thing, and she didn't really grasp onto cross stitch. But Mom now has macular degeneration, unfortunately, and there's not a lot that she can see. She had to give up sewing several years ago, but she can still crochet these hangers. And she had a class for us at one of her circle meetings at church, and I wanted to learn how to do it. I thought it was this complicated thing, which it's not. It's just single crochet and making a strip and sewing it on here. In fact, I'm going to put instructions in the description box for the video in case you would want to do some of these yourself. But we find these hangers, you can get them at Walmart, and I think the ones we like the best are really at Target. And just pick, you know, any color of yarn that you want to pick. And they're real easy to do. Like I said, I'll have the instructions for you down in the description box. But people just love these. I love having them for my sweaters, for light jackets. Even the guys in our family like them for that. And I've given a lot away as gifts that Mom made, and people just really love having them. She's made hundreds of them and donated a lot to her church bazaar to sell and that kind of thing. And fortunately, it's something that she can still do and still enjoys. So we make trips every once in a while to Hobby Lobby when we're over there to see her doctor. And, you know, she'll pick out some bright, pretty colors that she can see, and she's still making them. So anyway, I thought I would share that with you. And this was an extra craft that I did this month. I have so many of these. I don't need to make any more, but I love this color. This is my color. So I wanted to have a set of about a dozen of these. So these were the last two I had to do. And anyway, so I hope you try it if you're a crocheter, if it's something that you want to learn. It's a very easy pattern to follow and something to try. This next FFO is a Primrose project. It's from the Patriotic Sip and Stitch from last summer. So this was a little extra. There was not a actual pattern, you know, like regular pattern made for it. It was just the chart. And I did make a few changes on this that I wanted to tell you. Let me try to get it up closer so you can see it. I moved the 6. I moved that one stitch to the left so it would fit within the red lines. Then I moved the E1 stitch to the left. I also added one stitch to the middle of the S. This centered established the EST on the top lines. And then I adjusted the stars so that they would be symmetrical around it. So I did make a few tweaks to it. You know, that's just my OCD. Yeah, I have to make it look right for my brain. But anyway, it's really cute. And then I had it's like an antique frame that I put it on that one of my Stitchy sisters had passed. She had passed the stash, and I took that. And then on the back I did some wool and my label, and I put on there 2025 charm for the year that I stitched it. So part of my patriotic that I'll be able to put up this year. My last FFO I have for you is also from the Primrose Cottage Patriotic Sip and Stitch. And this is America, My Home Sweet Home. And this house backer that I have is actually from Stitch Etc. I don't know if they have this available online or not. They do have a shop. They're in Missouri, I believe. But this was a retreat piece, and I didn't stitch the retreat chart that was supposed to go on here. I just saved it. Now I'm so glad I did, because I think this was the perfect finishing board for this project. Now the stars came from Tim Holtz, and I used E6000 glue to glue those on there. So the fabric and the rickrack, that was in the Sip and Stitch box. I think this was supposed to be a pillow, and so I used that from there. Let's see, what other changes? Oh, the bee antenna, I stitched, back stitched over 2, because when I tried to back stitch over 1, they just weren't showing up. And I also added DMC 07 in the windows of the center white house, because I wanted all the houses to have the same window finishes. So I did that. Those are the only finishes I did to that. But I just love this. And I do have the other project stitched, but I didn't get it FFO'd yet. So hopefully next time I'll have that to show you. So I'd like to thank Janet Jabber for giving me a shout out. I was surprised to see on one of her recent floss tubes that she gave me a shout out, and she put my logo up on her video, so that was exciting. Anyway, I like Janet. I like to catch up with her every Sunday night. She does real short videos, but she has a lot of big projects that she works on all the time, so I like to see her progress and other things she's doing. It sounds like she's embracing retirement, which is awesome. So thanks, Janet, for the shout out. And then I'd like to introduce you, if you haven't found her already, to a new floss tuber. Her name is April, and her business is Creative Cuts and Crafts. This is her card. So what she does is cross-stitch backers like what you would get from Chantel 141 or Paisley's and Polka Dots. So it's wood pieces that are cut out, and then you can paint them or stain them and then assemble them. This is a tobacco basket, and then I also got the easel that she had provided for that one. So I'm excited to use that for something. And I also got, these are, she calls them line keepers. And she says that you can put those on your magnet boards to keep your line on your chart. But I just thought that one was so cute, and I had to have it. I probably won't use it as a line keeper because I just use the magnet strips. But I'll enjoy having this on. I think I'm going to put it on one of my Cobalt toolboxes because it does have magnets on the back. So I thought that was cute. And then this actually just came today. And this has her logo burned into it on the back. But there's about 3 or 4, there's 4 pieces to this, so you can paint each one individually and then assemble it. But what she was using hers for, and I saw it on her shelf in back of her in her floss tube, was Kathy Haberman's bug series. So I have 2 of those that I want to do, so I got 2 of these, but I just thought that was the cutest finish for that. So I'm kind of excited to get those 2 patterns out and get them kitted up now. But anyway, she has about, I think she released her 5th FlossTube, and her channel is Creative Cuts and Crafts, and her name is April Skipper. So give her a look. I forgot to say in my haul, I did have the new pattern for the Nightlight from Kathy Haberman, and this is one that I want to put in this wood backer from April. And April's mom also is a stitcher, and I forgot to mention that they have been to StitchCon, and I think they were actually there when I was there. But I didn't meet them. I don't remember seeing them. But anyway, her mom is also a stitcher, and I hope she shows up on one of her FlossTubes sometime. I'm a couple years older, I think, than her mom is. So April is younger. I should have said that. But anyway, I think this is going to be really, really cute on here. And I also have the ladybug. So I'm kind of excited to see how those turn out. I had a lot of haul this time, and I needed to get a video done so I can get it all put away. But I have been seeing some finishes with this Lady Dot Creates hand-dyed eyelash chenille. So I got it in snow, and I also got it in vintage. And I'm sure you've seen it, but this is kind of what it looks like. I can put that up there. But I just thought that was that was a nice trim for around pillows. So I wanted to get some of that. And then my Primrose haul is I got the beach shirt. Now this is an extra large, and I really love that they're doing the V-necks now. So I got that one. And it looks like from the video this morning they have a new patriotic coming out. I got a couple of the new little needle minders. And then I got Easter Bunny and Springtime Stroll. Got those 2 with the finishing goodies on that one. And then the March free stitch was this pattern, and I got the finishing kit for that. So I am loaded up with spring things to do. And last but not least, my market things, and I ordered all of my things from Stephanie at Just Keep Stitching Co. She's actually just kind of down the road from me, about an hour. But anyway, I thought I would show you that she's doing her mail call stickers on there, which I think is so fun. So I wanted to show you that I got a mail call sticker, and I wanted to try to peel it off of there so I could keep it somewhere, but I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Anyway, I got Freedom Flock from Plum Street. Hard to say. So I love the Eagles, part of my patriotic stuff I want to do. And the new Santa from Prairie Schooler. And then I got We Are Blessed, Teresa Kogut. And I don't have the drum, so I'm going to have to figure out a different finish on that. I love the drum, but I think there's some other things I could find that would work out and be cute for that. And then I got the cookbook. So I've been collecting these for several years. I have not made one recipe or stitched one thing out of them. Shame on me. But this one has a lot of patriotic in it, and so I think I will be picking out something out of here to do. This is one from, who's this from? Plum Street. So this is, I don't know if I can get it close enough, but they're all really small. They would probably all be quick stitches, and some of the recipes do look really good, but I'm not much of a baker, and I don't do a lot of cooking for just the two of us, but I do like having these for just in case someday I would, you know, when I have to pull out a recipe for something. Okay, that's it. I hope your favorite baseball team wins in the next few days and you have a good start to your season. And our weather here in Ohio, we're on the roller coaster. You know, it's 70 today and it's going to be 40 tomorrow, and we got bad storms coming through tonight with possible hail, tornadoes, and all that stuff, but we're used to it around here. But anyway, I hope you're enjoying spring days when you can. Get out and get your yard work done, or just take a nice walk or something. And I think that's it for this video. So until we meet again, be excellent to each other.